Welcome to Ace My Exams Learning. Let us get started with today's learning.
Question. Explain how Steve Biko and the Black consciousness movement endeavored to influence changes in South Africa. This question requires you to explain how Steve Biko and the Black consciousness movement, BCM, worked to bring about change in South Africa. In simple terms, it wants you to show 1. What Black consciousness was by explaining its definition and meaning. 2. What Biko believed and taught, that is, his philosophy and key ideas. 3. What the movement aimed to do. Focus on its goals and actions, like encouraging Black pride, self-reliance, and psychological freedom. 4. How it influenced people, especially the youth and communities. 5. How the government reacted, including repression and Biko's death. 6. What the impact was, such as the Soweto uprising and the lasting legacy up to 1994. In the essay, you need to link all these points to how they challenged apartheid and empowered Black South Africans to resist oppression. The Introduction. Introduction. In the 1970s, South Africa was deeply entrenched in the oppressive system of apartheid, marked by institutionalized racial segregation, discrimination, and political repression. With the banning of liberation movements such as the African National Congress, ANC, and the Pan-Africanist Congress, PAC, Black South Africans were left without formal representation or organized resistance. It was in this political void that Steve Biko emerged as a pivotal leader, founding the Black Consciousness Movement, BCM, to instill pride, self-belief, and a renewed sense of identity among Black South Africans. This essay examines how Biko and the BCM influenced change in South Africa, leaving a lasting impact on the anti-apartheid struggle. The background. The apartheid regime systematically dehumanized Black South Africans. Apartheid was not only a political system, but also a psychological weapon designed to entrench white supremacy and Black inferiority. Black South Africans were systematically oppressed, their voices suppressed, and their dignity stripped away through policies and laws that relegated them to second-class citizenship. The banning of political organizations further deepened their sense of marginalization and hopelessness. In response, Steve Biko introduced the philosophy of Black consciousness, emphasizing that true liberation had to begin in the mind. He famously stated, "The most potent weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed," highlighting the psychological chains that needed breaking before physical liberation could occur. At the heart of Biko's philosophy was the belief that apartheid's success hinged not only on physical subjugation, but also on the internalized sense of inferiority among Black South Africans. Through the BCM, Biko sought to dismantle this psychological bondage by encouraging Black individuals to embrace their identity and heritage with pride. This mental emancipation was seen as a prerequisite for any meaningful political or social change. By redefining Black as a positive and unifying identity, the movement sought to dismantle the mental barriers that hindered resistance, empowering Black individuals to realize their potential and challenge the system that oppressed them. The first major contribution of the Black consciousness movement was promoting psychological liberation. Under apartheid, Black people were conditioned to see themselves as inferior and powerless. The BCM sought to reverse this internalized oppression by redefining Black as a positive and empowering identity. Through slogans like "Black is beautiful" and "Black man, you are on your own," Biko encouraged Black South Africans to reject white-imposed standards and reclaim their self-worth. This shift in mindset transformed passive victims into active resistors, instilling confidence and solidarity that fueled later mass mobilization against apartheid. Building upon this psychological liberation, the BCM emphasized the importance of self-reliance. Biko firmly believed that true liberation could not be achieved through dependence on white liberals or external forces. Instead, He advocated for Black South Africans to take ownership of their own destinies. The movement encouraged community-driven initiatives, such as the establishment of clinics and educational programs, which not only addressed immediate needs, but also fostered a sense of ownership and responsibility among Black communities. This philosophy of self-reliance was further demonstrated through the formation of the South African Students' Organisation, SASO, in 1969. Under Biko's leadership, SASO created an independent platform where Black students could voice their concerns, share their experiences, and organize without interference or control from white-dominated organizations like the National Union of South African Students, NUSAS. The organization fostered a sense of pride, confidence, and responsibility among young people, raising awareness about the oppressive nature of apartheid and inspiring students to become active agents of change. In addition to psychological and practical empowerment, the BCM worked to revive African culture as a form of resistance. Recognizing that apartheid was not only a political system, but also a continuation of colonial ideologies, Biko and the BCM sought to restore pride in African heritage. They challenged the narrative of white superiority by promoting African values and practices, encouraging Black South Africans to embrace their cultural identity. This cultural revival helped counter the dehumanizing effects of both colonialism and apartheid, providing a foundation for Black empowerment and unity. The cultural revival inspired resistance literature, protest music, and theatre, which became vital tools for sustaining morale and unifying communities in the face of repression. Steve Biko's writings, particularly his seminal collection I Write What I Like, played a pivotal role in articulating the philosophy and principles of the Black consciousness movement. In these essays, Biko exposed the psychological warfare waged by apartheid, revealing how the system manipulated Black South Africans into internalizing feelings of inferiority and powerlessness. He argued that true liberation required a mental awakening that would empower Black individuals to reclaim their dignity, identity, and control over their own lives. Biko's bold and uncompromising words resonated deeply, inspiring not only Black activists, but also white allies such as journalist Donald Woods, who became one of Biko's staunch supporters. After Biko's death in police custody, Woods risked persecution to smuggle Biko's writings out of South Africa, ensuring that his message would reach both national and international audiences. These writings became a rallying point for anti-apartheid activists, keeping the ideals of Black consciousness alive despite the banning of the movement. Before SASO, white liberals dominated anti-apartheid student activism through the National Union of South African Students, NUSAS. Biko and other Black students broke away from the National Union of South African Students, NUSAS, a white liberal-dominated anti-apartheid student organization, and established the first major Black student organization, SASO, which became a training ground for future activists. They argued that white leadership undermined Black self-determination, prompting the formation of SASO as an independent platform for Black students to lead their own struggle. Through organizing rallies, political education programs, and leadership workshops, SASO empowered and radicalized a generation of Black youth. This growing spirit of defiance directly fueled the 1976 Soweto uprising, where students, many inspired by SASO ideas, took to the streets in protest, leading to the tragic death of Hector Peterson and exposing the ruthless violence of the apartheid regime. The uprising not only galvanized national resistance, but also drew global attention to South Africa's oppression, intensifying international condemnation and pressure. It marked a decisive turning point in the anti-apartheid struggle, demonstrating the transformative power of youth mobilization, a core influence of the Black consciousness movement. The Black People's Convention, BPC, established in 1972, emerged as a key organization within the Black consciousness movement, tasked with expanding the reach of Black consciousness beyond university campuses into the broader South African society. While the South African Students' Organisation, SASO, focused primarily on mobilizing students, the BPC sought to unite diverse segments of the black population, including workers, artists, intellectuals, and community leaders, under a shared ideology of black pride, self-reliance, and political empowerment. Through its multifaceted initiatives, the BPC organized labor strikes to challenge economic exploitation, hosted cultural festivals to revive and celebrate African heritage, and launched economic self-help projects aimed at reducing dependency on the apartheid state. By demonstrating that black South Africans could resist oppression and build alternative structures without white mediation, the BPC embodied the core principles of black consciousness in action. On recognizing the BPC's capacity to galvanize mass resistance, the apartheid government banned the organization in 1977, along with other key black consciousness groups. However, the BPC's influence endured beyond its formal suppression. Its emphasis on black solidarity, grassroots mobilization, and independent organization inspired subsequent movements, most notably the United Democratic Front (UDF) in the 1980s, which played a critical role in intensifying the struggle that ultimately led to the downfall of apartheid. Despite facing severe repression, including the banning of its organizations and the death of Steve Biko in police custody in 1977, the BCM's message endured. Biko's death drew widespread international condemnation and brought attention to the brutal nature of apartheid. Rather than silencing the movement, Biko's martyrdom amplified the BCM's message and inspired continued resistance. The ideals of black consciousness persisted, influencing subsequent generations of activists, including those who would later contribute to the eventual dismantling of apartheid. In conclusion, Steve Biko and the Black Consciousness movement played a pivotal role in influencing change in South Africa by instilling psychological liberation, self-reliance, cultural pride, and a spirit of resistance among black South Africans. Their ideology and actions empowered individuals to challenge oppression from within, breaking the mental chains that apartheid relied on to sustain itself. By creating independent platforms like SASO and the Black People's Convention, they mobilized youth and communities, directly inspiring acts of defiance such as the Soweto uprising. This awakening of consciousness not only intensified resistance during Biko's lifetime, but also laid the ideological and organizational groundwork for future movements, including the United Democratic Front and other anti-apartheid initiatives in the 1980s that contributed to the collapse of apartheid and the establishment of a democratic South Africa.
To access more learning and exam preparation materials, go to www.acemyexams.coza. This link is also in the video description below. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe and be the first to know when we upload new videos.